Welcome students. My name is Yash Mandlik. In today's lecture, we are going to see six schools of Indian philosophy. First, we'll see what is philosophy. What do you mean by philosophy? Philosophy actually is a Greek term that is philosophia, that is love of wisdom. In the broader sense, philosophy is an activity to undertake and to understand the fundamental truth of themselves, the world in which they live, and their relationship to the world, to each other. Now, in the Indian aspect, what is Indian philosophy? It is a study and the reflection that developed in Indian subcontinent. It includes both orthodox and heterodox systems of thought. Some of the common themes of Indian philosophy includes dharma, karma, sansar, dukkha, renunciation, meditation. These concepts are shared in Indian philosophy. The ultimate goal of many Indian philosophies is to liberate the individual from dukkha and sansar through their spiritual practice. Means when a person takes birth in the in earth, he has to face through his dharma, karma, sansar, dukkha. The nature of existence, the Indian philosophy differs its assumption about the nature of existence path through liberalization. Indian philosophy differs in specific of the path of liberalization. Now, significance, what is the significance of Indian philosophies? The purpose of six philosophies in ancient India was the ultimate salvation that we get for our soul, that is moksha, from the endless cycles of birth and rebirth. Moksha is just not to going to heaven, but as per the Dharma Shastra and Dharma Sutras, the person who performs good act throughout their life gets punya, and that punya after its death goes to heaven. But once the impact or the effect of punya is over, the person has to leave heaven and come back to earth. That is reincarnation. That is rebirth, or also known as transmigration of soul. But in true sense, moksha is about the ultimate freedom, that where one soul have not to come back to the earth and be ultimately free from the cycle of birth and rebirth. That is the purpose of Indian philosophies. Following are the six Indian philosophies. That is Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaishvik, Mimamsa, and Vedanta. These are the six schools of Indian philosophy. Now we'll see in brief what are those philosophy means. Sankhya means to know or to understand the truth of the world and human condition. The second one is yoga. The word itself derives from Sanskrit, that is yug, means to unite or yoke. Next is Nyaya. Nyaya philosophy states that nothing is acceptable unless it is accordance with the reason and experience, and that should be scientific. That everyone should get the Nyaya. Vaishvik. Vaishvik philosophy is a school of thought in Indian philosophy that focuses on the theory of particular and physical aspects of the visible world. Next is Vedanta. Vedanta philosophy is a spiritual philosophy that is the foundation of Hinduism and is based on the Vedas, the Indian sacred script. In local language, we known as Ved. Next and the last is Mimamsa. It analyzes, thoroughly understands the truth. One attains freedom through dharma and one's duty. Now we'll see the Sankhya philosophy in brief. Sankhya was written by sage Kapil that is Rishi Kapil, called as Sankhya. Sa, the truth. Sank means truth and Kha means to realize. Sankhya means to know all, to know or to understand the truth, the world, and the human condition. Sankhya is possibly the oldest Indian philosophy but written text dated in 2nd century. Sankhya is a dualistic philosophy, that is Purusha and Prakriti are the primary concepts. In Purusha is divine consciousness and is associated with masculinity, and Prakriti means divine manifestation found in everything you see in the world around you and is associated with the divine feminine model. Sankhya distinguished from other philosophies in its specific system of enumeration. From the one came many. You can think of it in the terms of Big Bang theory. The universe evolved from one tiny speck of concentration. The one divine spark is explained through the 25 tattva, which amount accounted for entire universe. That is, the universe is created from a single dot of particle. Now, Purusha means city. In that we can say Pur means city and Sheta means dwelling, living existence. Purusha is the ultimate truth, not bound by physical. It is the energy and the passive awareness. It has no shape. The Purusha is a pure consciousness without a form. And Prakriti means to create a feminine principle. A force of action and manifestation has found a shape, a divine mother. A Prakriti cannot exist without Purusha. Purusha has no without Prakriti. Root of physical universe is Prakriti and not Purush. Both Purush and Prakriti forms a whole universe. Now next comes yoga, a yoga philosophy propounded by Rishi Patanjali called Patanjali Yoga Sutra. This is most common philosophy that we use in our daily life. Yoga philosophy is estimated to be approximately 5,000 year old. Yoga philosophy is influenced by all main philosophies, but most likely to Sankhya. As it continues to evolve, yoga draws from the modern Western autonomy and other Western philosophies such as somatic and some New Age philosophies. Yoga, the union. The word yoga derives from the Sanskrit word yug, means to unite or to yoke. The union referenced in is with the higher self, sometimes also considered as the union of body, mind, and soul. That is, when we perform yoga, we usually know that the the person, the human who performs yoga, get a bodily and mindly peace as well. The God or the divine. The yoga is a practical discipline for knowing the self, aimed at controlling the body, breath, and mind. The yoga follows a systematic formula and routine and is often considered as science. The main goal of classical yoga is to discontinue the association with thought in order to bring freedom from suffering. The yoga is practice for bringing stillness of mind. And we all know the many types of yoga and pranayam is a healing method for many of the diseases. Within the category of yoga, there are four path or four main main aspirations which may choose to practice. It is said that there is a specific path best suited for each person of individual need, but often a yoga practitioner will continue some or all the paths. Next, from that yoga we come to bhakti, the path of the devotion to divine source, often practiced with chanting mantra or kirtan, but may also include other devotional practice. Next is Janana, the path of knowledge, study and learning, both of self and in books and learning, may also include ritualistic practice and mantra. The next form of yoga is Karma, the path of action with self-service to the divine or to one's community, include the concept of seva means service, and the last is Raj, a royal path anas and breath work, that is pranayam. What we actually think of when we hear yoga. Next philosophy is Nyaya. Nyaya philosophy states that nothing is acceptable unless it is accordance with the reason and experience. That is scientific approach. The founder of this philosophy is Maharshi Gautam. The principles are mentioned in Nyaya Sutra. The Nyaya says that the world is real. The existence of God is proved by the Nyaya, by the several arguments. God is the ultimate cause of creation, maintenance, and destructions of the world. The Nyaya philosophy relies some on several praman, means of obtaining true knowledge at its epistemology. It, it is a realistic philosophy based mainly on the logical ground. It admits four separate sources of true knowledge, that is, perception, inferences, comparison, and testimony. The Nyaya philosophy believes in reasoning logic. Nyaya focus on finding truth and knowledge through reasoning, much likely the Western Australian model. This is done through a cause and effect method. The classic example in this level of reasoning and logic follows: there is a fire on the hill because there is smoke on the hill. Therefore, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Hence, there is a smoke on the hill. Hence, it is hence if there is smoke on the hill, there is a fire on the hill. Within Nyaya reasoning, one can release suffering through observation of the world, through physical sense of physical senses and sensory perception, and with such observation obtain knowledge and logic via mental reasoning of the divine and the greater reality. There is a focus on the nine substance, that is either fire, water, air, earth, soul, spirit, time, and direction. The classic text, the Nyaya Sutra, written in 2nd century CE. Next is Vaishvik philosophy. The Vaishvik system was founded by the sage Maharshi Kanad, also named Ulka. It is allied to the Nyaya system and has the same end in view, namely the liberalization of the individual self. It brings all object of knowledge, that is whole world, under the seven categories of substance, quality, action, generality, particularity, the relation of inherence and non existence. The substance is the substratum of qualities and activities, but is different from both. There are nine kind of substances, that is earth, fire, air, time, akash, soul, space, and mind. Same like Nyaya philosophy. The next one is Vedanta. It is related to the Vedas that were written in Indian text. Veda knowledge and ant means end. That is end of knowledge. We need to improve our knowledge to continue educating ourselves, but knowledge itself is not the end goal. Acquiring knowledge can become the barrier for to self-realization. Too much knowledge can bring a blind a person, but too much knowledge can keep a person trapped in egos. Books alone will not secure one's enlightenment. The Brahma means the expansion of the consciousness. The only thing that truly exists is Vedanta is consciousness. The Vedanta differs from Sankhya and Vaishvik in that it is a non-dualistic. There is one main principle, the consciousness of Brahman. Even though the Vedanta means the end of the knowledge, there is still books of knowledge within the philosophy system. It is important to remember that the texts are the reference point only. And again, books alone will not secure one's enlightenment. The Vedas are the books of knowledge. Within the Vedanta philosophy, there are four Ved: Rigved, Samved, Yajurved, and Atharvaved. Under that, there are many sub-Vedas that we'll discuss it later. In Vedanta, one gaining understanding of one's ultimate nature through the spiritual text and the concept of Maya or illusion. The Vedanta is closely paired with Mimamsa but influenced all the main philosophies. The next one is Mimamsa philosophy. That is, to analyze and thoroughly understand the truth, one attains freedom through dharma or one's duty. That is, one's duty is over after attaining and understanding the truth. It is non-dualistic. One divinity, no Atma, Brahma separation, no feminism versus masculine principle. Instead, one God, one Brahman is Hindu, is the primary emphasis. Mimamsa emphasizes Vedic ritual, the ancient Hindu ceremonies. There is a pure, timeless existence of God that bring peace, love, and order. The God is reflected in all being and all aspects of creation, including ocean, sky, and river. Under it, there are two philosophies, Uttara and Purva Mimamsa. Let's discuss Purva Mimamsa. The word Mimamsa means the solution of some problem by reflection and critical examination. The Mimamsa school, or Purva Mimamsa school, was founded by Rishi Jamini. The primary object is to define and justify Vedic ritualism. In course of this attempt, it had to find the philosophy supporting the world view on which ritualism depends. The Mimamsa believed in the reality of the physical world on the strength of perception. It is therefore realistic. It believes, as we have seen, it is the reality of soul as well. But it does not believe that there is a supreme soul or the God who has created the world. It does not hold, like other orthodox systems, that there is a cycle of creation and dissolution. The world has always been as it is. It is neither a beginning nor the end. The world's objects are formed out of the matter in accordance with the karma of the soul. The law of karma is an autonomous, natural, and moral law that rules the world. Next is Uttar Mimamsa. This system arises out of the Upanishad, which marks the culmination of the Vedic speculation and fitting called as Vedanta or the end of Vedas. It developed through the Upanishad, in which its basic truths are first grasped. The Brahma Sutra, of which systemizes the Upanishad teaching, and commentaries written on this sutra by many subsequent writers, among whom Shankara and Ramanujan are as well. Of all the systems, the Vedanta especially has interrupted by Shankara has exert the greatest influence on Indian life and is still persist in some forms or other in the different parts. These are all six types of Vedas or philosophies. These are the overview of all the six philosophy. Thank you for watching video. Please do like, subscribe our channel for next video. Thank you.